Con-Spira-Series.
I'm sick of you ducking me, Undertaker. You know I'm the most dominant superstar in SmackDown, and you know you can't prove me wrong.
You think I'm afraid of you, little man? I can't count the number of superstars who have tested themselves against the dead man and come up short. If you insist on making this mistake, then your grieving family will have no one to blame but you when the inevitable occurs.
I just spoke to one of the other officers there. My name is Dennis Fagan. I'm a retired detective in New York City. I run the security for World Wrestling, and one of our wrestlers that lives down there is missing, and he told me to say we need a welfare check done.
Okay, what's the address?
130 Green Meadow Lane. The zip code is 30215.
All right, Dennis, what's your last name?
Fagan, F-A-G-A-N.
And what's his name?
Chris Benoit. It's spelled B-E-N-O-I-T.
Okay, and he's a wrestler?
Yes, what happened, he's a very religious gentleman, and yesterday he was supposed to show up at a pay-per-view and never got on the plane, never showed up. They've tried to reach his wife, Nancy. She doesn't answer. They tried to call his house. It's out of character for him. So at 3 o'clock this morning, there was a message left for one of the other wrestlers, and basically it says, the dogs are in the backyard, the back door is open, goodbye, and that was it.
So I'm about to call out a huge flaw in what Dennis Fagan just said about the text messages being received at 3 a.m. that morning, which was June 25th, 2007. But before I do that, I want to give credit to two people. The first is Irvin Muchnick. He wrote the book about Chris and Nancy, and that's where I got a lot of the information that I have, where I've gotten some of the information I've used so far. I mean, because a lot of the information I've used has been from shoot interviews and basically putting like Kevin Sullivan's words against his own words and other things other people have said. So just pretty much pointing out the contradictions. But there are things that I did learn by reading Irv Muchnick's book, such as the whole thing we're about to talk about with the timeline here of the text messages. So, I mean, that man, a lot of people may not know, but that man, when all this stuff happened, after it happened, you know, a year, even 2 years after it happened, was really fighting to get these documents, to get interrogation videos. Well, the interrogation of Matthew Greenberg, a.k.a. the Wikipedia hacker. He fought and got the 911 calls released, which we're listening to right here. So I got to thank Irv Muchnick for that. And credit goes to Purple Sky 11 for the photo I'm going to show of the text message, because she filed for the Freedom of Information Act and got the Sheriff's Department of Fayetteville, Georgia, to send her police reports, crime scene photos, toxicology, autopsies, all kinds of stuff that she has shared through Google Drive. So I thank her for that. I thank her for her hard work that she has put in, all the research she did, reading through those police documents, the police reports, 400 pages. That's a lot. So much respect to Purple Sky 11. She did a tremendous job exposing the hypocrisy even of the police, the contradictions there. There's a lot of stuff. And some of the stuff I didn't even know. So a lot of respect and a lot of credit goes to her as well. And thanks to Purple Sky for, once again, that we have this text message where we can show when it was sent and prove that what Dennis Fagan just said doesn't add up. Now, as you can see, these are two text messages. One says, Chavo, Scott, my physical address is 130 Green Meadow Lane, Fayetteville, Georgia, 30215. And this last one is the one that Dennis Fagan mentioned. The dogs are in the enclosed pool area. Garage side door is open. Now you look at the dates. June 24th, 2007, 4:53 a.m. Okay, now Chavo was in Houston, Texas, so they're an hour behind. So let's say it was 3:53 a.m. in Houston when he got it. Okay. Either way you look at it, whether it was 3:53, 4:53, we're going to go by the 4:53 right here. But either way, it was June 24th. Before Vengeance, Night of Champions ever took place, before that pay-per-view ever came on, we're talking hours and hours and hours before. So by the time Dennis Fagan made this call, we'll do the math. So from Sunday, June 24th, 2007, at 4:53 a.m. to Monday, June 25th, 2007, 4:53 a.m. That's 24 hours, okay? So from 4:53 a.m. to 5:53 a.m., 1 hour. 6:53, 7:53, 8:53, 9:53. We're at 5 hours. 10:53, 11:53, 12:53. That is 8 hours. 8 hours on top of the 24 hours. We're at 32 hours right now. 32 hours from the time Chavo received the text message from Chris Benoit about the dogs are in the enclosed pool area and the garage side door is open. 32 hours. Now, to get technical with it, because on the police report, it says Dennis Fagan made the 911 call that we just listened to at 1:16 p.m. So we stopped at 12:53 p.m. So you add an additional 23 minutes to that. We're looking at 32 hours and 23 minutes before 911 was called, before they actually did something about this. And everybody knew Chris didn't show up at the pay-per-view. So my question is, why not immediately, like, something's wrong here, something's not right? You know, why not get in touch with the authorities then and there? Why wait until the next day? Oh, well, Chavo said that Benoit texted him all these messages. Who cares? You knew he didn't show up. There was already a red flag there. So I'm just like, why in the world did they wait so long to contact the authorities? And just the fact that they're having the Dennis Fagan do it, the head of security, I feel like there's somebody else that probably should have made that phone call. But they chose Mr. Dennis Fagan here, and he's already screwed up and got the timeline wrong, which WWE would change multiple times.
Dogs in the yard?
Yes, and the back door's open. He didn't say anything else, and that
Back
was it.
door.
That message was left at 3 o'clock this morning for another wrestler.
Okay, and that's 130 Green Meadow Lane.
Yes.
Okay, and what's the phone number for you?
My cell is 646-739-1992.
Okay, what does he look like?
Chris is about 6'1", very muscular, very stocky, has a very wide neck, looks like a wrestler.
Okay. White male, black male?
Yes, male white.
White male. Okay.
He's got short black hair.
Okay. All right. We'll go ahead and send somebody out there to check on him. If you want to call us back in like 45 minutes or so. If they number I should call back? Yeah, it's 770 461 4357. 4357. Yeah, and if he's there, we'll tell him to give you a call. But if you want to call back and check to see if if anybody was there or anything, just call us back in about 30, 45 minutes.
Or just tell them?
Anybody can talk to you. It doesn't matter.
Great.
They're going to ask you for the address again, but that's about it. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye. how you reach Dennis Fagan. Leave your name and number, and I will get right back to you. Thank you.
When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press pound for more options.
Mr. Fagan, this is the Fayette County Sheriff's Dispatch. I do have a couple of deputies out at Mr. Benoit's residence, but the gate is locked, and there are two pretty aggressive canines, or aggressive German Shepherds out there that are, our deputies are unable to get in. If you happen to have a gate code or anything for him, if you could give me a call back at 770-461-4357, 770-461-4357. Thank you very much. Mr. Fagan.
Yes.
Hey, this is with Sheriff's Department Dispatch.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. Did you get my message, or did you just...
No, I just called the number back.
Okay, very good. I do have a couple of deputies out at Mr. Benoit's house.
Okay.
But the gate is locked, and they're unable to get inside.
The gate is locked.
Yeah, you wouldn't happen to have a code for that, would you?
No, I don't. And the message that we got, like I say, left a message at 3 o'clock in the morning for another wrestler.
Right.
The gate's open, the dogs are in the backyard by the pool, and the back door's open. That was it.
Right. Yeah, because apparently
that's why they're worried about him, because Chris is very, point against Chris, he's very religious.
Right.
It's unlike him. He didn't show up for a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
He never made it to the plane. They can't reach his wife. So now nobody's answering the home phone. Nobody's answering the cell phone.
Yeah, and I think as far as, I'm not sure how far away from the road the house is, so I'm not sure if they're able to tell if anybody's there.
Oh,
but
okay.
like I said, the gate. It's got a call box. Apparently nobody's answering that.
Okay.
And then the dogs are actually out in the front, and they're
all right, okay.
Yeah, and they're pretty. According to my deputy, they're pretty aggressive as well. So.
Okay.
But they're not friendly, as she put it.
Oh,
but,
okay.
So yeah, you don't happen to know anybody that would know that gate code offhand, would it?
You know what? I'm going to try and make some phone calls. Maybe maybe he did leave it for somebody, and I will get back to you.
Okay, and probably what I'll do is just have I'll have my guys go ahead and leave from where they are. And as soon as you find that information out, then just give us a call back. We'll send somebody back down there.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Mr. Fagan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, were you able to get a gate code or anything like that?
No, but what happened was they just called back. They said that there's only one neighbor to the left right there who's very friendly with them.
Okay.
They don't know if they might have the gate code, but now they're saying that there was two text messages, and they were both at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. One from his phone and one from his wife, Nancy's phone.
Okay.
And they went to the same wrestler who doesn't even live anywhere near them, and basically said, this is the house number, the dogs are in the backyard, the patio door's unlocked, and that was it. So that's what they're worried about. And it's unlike, like I said, it's out of character for Chris to do anything like this.
Right.
He's missed 2 shows, one on Saturday and pay-per-view on Sunday. And so they're saying the only thing they know is that one of the wrestlers called back and said he's always talking about his neighbor next door to the left, who is, I guess, good friends with him.
Right.
But I told them about the dogs, and they were saying, they don't know. The gentleman I'm dealing with at World Wrestling is a retired judge from up here in New York.
Okay.
Nobody really, has a gate code, they're saying, but the thing is, I don't know what you guys would do is if you thought something was wrong in the house.
Right.
You'd have to taser the dogs to put them to sleep.
Basically, we just need somebody to contain them. I think that would be the main thing.
Right.
Now, that neighbor that's friendly with him, do you think they would be able possibly to contain those dogs?
That's what the other this Chavro is the name of the other wrestler. That's what he's saying. He's saying that Chris is always saying how friendly he is with his next door neighbor, but it's to the house to the left.
House to the left.
Yes, and
we don't know
like
the
I said,
name.
they all seem to be very worried because they get these messages at 3:30 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And they said when they spoke to him the other day, he seemed depressed and he said something about food poisoning. And they, like I said, they get the same messages. Nobody's answering the cell phones. Nobody's answering the house phone.
Right. That's definitely suspicious. Okay. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll have a deputy swing down and see if they can make contact with the neighbors.
Okay.
And see where we can go from there.
Okay. Thank you. You'll let me know. Thank you, sir.
Yes. No problem.
Bye.
Bye.
So while these jackasses are playing phone tag, there's 3 dead bodies in that house. And again, instead of calling animal control, which is the proper thing to do, so they don't let anyone enter the crime scene, because at this point, you can argue, oh, well, they don't know it's a crime scene. They know, again, he just told them, Chris missed 2 shows. This is unlike him. This is unusual behavior. Just doesn't seem like there's any urgency here. And the reason that it doesn't seem that way is because there's not. Again, they're more concerned with, oh, you know, our deputies, you know, the dogs are really scary and the dogs are really mean. Oh, well, there's a neighbor, you say. It's almost as if WWE is telling the cops what to do. I mean, damn. You know what? That's exactly what's happening here. You know, Mr. Fagan telling this fucking police officer, why don't you just go next door, get that neighbor Holly McFaig, and have her take care of the dogs. Oh, you think she'll be able to contain the dogs? Yeah, that's what Chavo said. Well, by God, that's what we're gonna do.
Hey, County 911, what is your emergency?
Did you guys hear that? It dialed out. And then it rang and the 911 dispatcher picked up. And before the 911 dispatcher picked up, you can hear, because this is Holly McFaig's rep for Chris Benoit's neighbor, you could hear Holly breathing heavy. And then the 911 dispatcher picks up pretty much and Holly explains what all happened. But why did it record it from her end? It's like she recorded it. Why would she do that? There are so many unanswered questions in regards to this neighbor. I'm going to play the whole 911 call. I may stop it, periodically, because I find a lot of the things that she said to be bullshit.
Hey, County 911, what is your emergency?
Hi, the cops came to my house, and I just want to make sure that they're okay, because they sent me over to my neighbor's house, Chris and Nancy.
What's your address?
I'm at 110 Green Meadow Lane, and they asked me to hop the fence because they have attack dogs, and I went in, and the little boy and the mom are dead, and so I ran out to scream to them, but then they went in the house, and they haven't come out yet. Are they okay? Have you?
Okay, hold on just a moment.
I know where the controls are, but I'm not going in there until Garrett. Tell the cops to come this way.
Okay, ma'am.
Did the cops call it?
Listen to me. What did the cops tell you to do?
They told me because this guy's a professional wrestler and I'm friends with him, and they said, can you go put the attack dogs in the kennel? And I did that. And then I went upstairs. Everything was open, so I was yelling, Nancy, Daniel, that's the little boy.
Okay, first of all, you would have smelled the dead bodies. There's no question about that. One of the police officers put in their report that there was a foul odor. And when you consider, they say Nancy died around 9-10 p.m. Friday, Nancy would have been gone, passed away for 63 hours. I mean, if everything they say in that report, is basically the timeline of deaths, which I have questions about that too. But based on what they've said, would have been 63 hours. You damn well would have smelt death. So for her to sit there and say, well, everything was open, so I just went in calling for Nancy and Daniel. Why would you call for Nancy and Daniel when it clearly smells like dead people in that house? This don't make no sense, what this woman is saying here. It don't make no sense at all. On top of that, they asked her to jump the fence and get the dogs. Now, the dogs were being aggressive towards the cops, but very clearly, they weren't aggressive to Holly. So, if anybody has any questions, well, they had attack dogs. If there were intruders, how would they have gotten into the house? Well, there you have your answer right there. But they asked her to go put the dogs up. Now, why they didn't call animal control and do it the professional way, the right way, the way they should have, why they have their Benoit's neighbor entering at that time what they should have thought to be a potential crime scene, seeing as they were calling them on the call box and nobody was answering. For them to send the neighbor over that fence to get those dogs and put them in the house, that's a huge problem. Because yes, Chris, we know it. We know this. This is obvious. They're all dead. They all died. They're all gone. And so for that neighbor to walk into the house, to the mudroom, put the dogs in those kennels, despite the obvious foul odor, and continue to proceed to walk into that house. And not only walk into that house, she had to walk up some stairs to get to Daniel's room. So she does that. She walks up those stairs. She gets to Daniel's room. Goes in there and sees Daniel. Now, the police said, it looked like Daniel was sleeping. So did Holly go around and look at his face? And did she touch him? Was she all, like shaking him to wake him up or whatever? Because again, we don't know what she did in that house. All we can go by is what she's saying here. And what I've gathered is she spent an awful lot of time in that house. Once she found Daniel, okay, let's say whatever, despite the fact that she shouldn't have even entered the house, and when she did and put the dogs in the kennel, she should have turned right back around, walked out to the police and said, I smell something, there's a foul odor in here, I think somebody's dead. She didn't do that. Okay, well, once she went to Daniel's room, did she turn around, run out, screaming to the police, Daniel's dead, Daniel's dead? No, she wanted to investigate. Guys, she wanted to investigate, I guess. Maybe instead of owning a stable and giving horseback riding lessons, maybe she should have become an investigator. But the thing is, she's not. But she's here playing one. It's like she turns the crying on and off at the drop of a dime, so you guys be sure to listen for that, because she damn well does.
And I went up to Daniel's room, and he'd been killed. And then I went up to Nancy's, where she sits to watch TV, and she had been strangled and had tape on her face. And then I didn't see Mr. Benoit. I don't know where he is. I didn't want to go down in the basement for some reason.
Okay, ma'am.
He might be dead. Oh, now there's more cops here, but those cops...
Ma'am, listen to me. What did the cops tell you to do? Did they tell you to go to the neighbor's house?
Yes. And
okay.
Now they came when I said everyone's been murdered, and they went in the house, and I said I looked in every room but the basement, and they went in the basement, and now they haven't come back out.
Well, there you heard it, guys. Detective Holly McFaig-Schrepfer closed the case already. Closed case. They were murdered. It's done. It's over. She did her own investigation. Fuck the cops. Who needs a cop? You got Holly McFaig-Schrepfer. You don't need the cops. They're useless. They're pointless. And apparently they're helpless because she's so concerned about them being in that house, and she wants to make sure they're okay. She wants to check up on. This is what I'm talking about with her talking too much and saying too much. She really made herself look bad here, because when she said that part about walking through every room in the house. Do you know how big that house is? That ain't no small house. That is a big house. So it would have taken a little while for her to walk through every room in that house. On top of that, go upstairs, find Daniel's dead body. Not only that, then after finding his dead body, to go down those stairs, go back around and go up another set of stairs to find Nancy's body. I would really like to find out exactly how long she was in that house. Because on Dark Side of the Ring, one of the officers that was out there said he noticed it was taking an awfully long time for her to come back out. Then she comes running out, Nancy and Daniel are dead, Nancy and Daniel are dead. But she didn't want to go in the basement. So she's playing it up like she's terrified and she's so scared. And she even said at the beginning, I'm not going in there. I know where the controls are, but I'm not going in there. Bitch, you were just in that damn house for a hell of a lot longer than you needed to be. Oh, but I'm not going in there now that I'm on a 911 call. I'm not going in there. I'm afraid. You weren't afraid when you were going through every room in the house and you could smell the foul odor and you knew people were dead. It don't make sense. And that's what I've been saying about this neighbor the whole time.
Okay, listen to me. Listen, we have got contact with our cops. But if
they're okay?
Ma'am, our cops are okay.
But they're okay.
But if they told you to go to the neighbor's house, you need to stay over there, okay?
No, I'm here. I'm right outside the Benoit's house. No, I mean, they just said stay here in the driveway. I just got nervous because they never came back out.
Oh, well, no shit they didn't come back out. You just said you found 2 dead bodies, dumbass. What do you think, they're just going to run in there? Oh, damn, you're right. There's 2 dead bodies here. Oh, damn, let's just call it a day. We need to come on back out so Holly's not afraid. No, they got to do an investigation. Hey, Earth to Holly. Holy shit. I mean, damn. This is fucking ridiculous.
Have contact with your SO people that went in the basement.
Okay, they do. She's talked to the cops in the house. Okay. I'm sorry. I was nervous that he might be in there and do something to them. I just don't know what.
So she's nervous that Chris is going to do something to the cops. She said she's nervous he's going to do something to the cops. Well, he is Chris Benoit. And he had no history of ever murdering anyone. Was never arrested for it. Was never accused of it. But she just has no problem accusing him of it right here. Before anything could be investigated, before any determination was made on when Nancy died, when Daniel died, you got this loudmouth bitch right here going and flapping her gums that Chris is the killer and she's afraid that he's going to, kill the cops? You were just in there unarmed. You didn't have a gun. You didn't have a taser. And you were fine walking through every single room in that house. Except the basement. Don't forget, guys, except the basement where Chris was. Ironically enough, she didn't walk where Chris was. But the police officers with guns and all that, she's so concerned. She's so worried. And to me, it all sounds so fake. It just does. That's my opinion of it. This sounds fake. This sounds fabricated. Funny enough that the narrative Holly started here is what the police, the media, and everybody else ended up going with. So how could she just, damn, what is this, like Psych? Like the TV show Psych, where she just goes in and waves her finger across the room, and then all of a sudden she sees everything that happened? Oh, it's just a magical little land. More like fantasy land. More like she's fucking dreaming. More like she's out of her damn mind.
This is the neighbor that was told by the police to get out of the house. She's the one that found the murdered bodies. And she said when the cops ran down in the basement and she hasn't seen them, she's afraid something has happened to the cops in the basement.
Your cops?
Listen to me. The SO dispatcher said he has contact with them and they're okay.
Okay, they're okay. And they're okay. Another cop here. So I just wanted to make sure your cops in the basement were okay.
Did you hear how calmly she said that? I just want to make sure cops in the basement were okay. But just not too long ago, she was freaking crying and she was so emotional. That's what I'm saying. She turns it on and off. On and off like it's a show. Like it's some kind of game. And this is a woman that was giving Daniel horseback riding lessons, so she spent a good amount of time with the kid. Was supposedly good friends with Nancy. To find both of them dead and be able to turn on and off your emotions like that?
Okay, everything's fine.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. I just wanted to make...
Even that 911 dispatcher was getting annoyed with Holly. She kept telling her, ma'am, our police officers are fine. Ma'am, where are you? Where do the police tell you to go? What do the police tell you to do? Basically you could hear it. She was getting annoyed, and I don't blame her. It was a very annoying call. So this has been episode 5. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I got more things planned in the upcoming episodes. I'm going to address the Wikipedia hacker. I'm going to share the interrogation video. And a lot of people don't really know that Irv Muchnick got those interrogation videos, but there was resistance. The police didn't want to give it up for some reason. So there was huge issues even getting the interrogation. Why would that be? If everything's on the up and up with this case. I mean, we're talking about a kid that predicted Nancy's death. How many predictions do we need to have here of people dying? It's all just too much to be coincidence. But you guys already know I feel that way. So I want to thank y'all for watching. Y'all be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and have a good one. I'm out.